YouTube, how's it going? How have you been the last 7.5 years since I pressed stop stream on Dream Daddies? For me, it's been quite eventful. I'm in my 30s now. Yep, pretty gross to admit, man in my 30s on the internet. I'm sorry, if you want to click away, you can do so now. And since then, I am a dad, proud dad of 2. N and JD. No, you are not getting the real full names. Don't you ask. I know what you like. But yeah, it's been so long since I've made content. I really wanted to get back doing it. I missed the creative outlet. And today, for the first video, it's going to be a very special one. And I never thought I would say this. TCG Pocket. Incredible game. I, like everyone, started my first deck. Pikachu Zapdos. I went with the normal meta. I got fed up of Zapdos. I can't flip heads in that game to save my life. I think at one point on Zapdos, I was about, out of 20 coin flips, I think 3 heads. So I thought enough is enough. I'm going to build a deck that's a bit different. I'd seen the rest of the meta, I just wanted my own little slice of TCG Pocket uniqueness. I haven't seen this deck floating around, I'm not saying I'm the first person to use this Pokemon, but it's Bruxish. And especially my least favourite Pokemon being my first video on this channel, I'm as disappointed as you all may be in me. However, its power-up ability, when there's any damage on the enemy Pokemon, is fantastic when paired with Greninja. If you can get Greninja set up on your bench and a Bruxish out front, you are golden. Now, the reason for this video coming out right now is because we are roughly, as of recording, 5 days from the new Palkia Dialga set coming out. Now, I don't know how much the meta is going to change with that. I'm hoping there'll be another video within the next month or so where I've updated it. I don't know what the tools do. I'm looking forward to Cynthia. There will be a deck around Cynthia. I don't know if she's going to be good, but you have to do these things. So I thought I would capture the deck as it is now. I thought it would change a lot when Celebi came out. That added quite a lot of complexity. It still did well since Celebi's come out, and I did change the deck very slightly to add Druddigon. It can be a little bit of a trap, however it does give a beautiful stall when you need it. I will put the deck up here so you can see it. I've got to say, I definitely find this deck really fun. When I first built it, I went immediately 4-0 online. This was during the first Celebi online event. So, I mean, that speaks for itself in a way, but I'm still obviously not going to say this is the perfectly built deck. It is far from it. I haven't fully learned the deck building of this game yet. Even during this footage, the final game that you're going to see, I had changed the team by then. That's when I added Druddigon. The first few matches, I didn't use it at all. No idea why I did not add it to the team earlier. It is really, really useful in there, especially when you've got Leaf to make that retreat cost 0. Otherwise, Druddigon gets stuck on the field. Word of advice, if you are adding Druddigon or something to any of your decks, make sure it doesn't add fire energy. I ended up with water fire energy for ages and I could not do it. Just keep checking when you save your deck that it is still just the energy type that you want in there. Now, you're going to see a few games here. It does actually showcase the deck quite well. Things don't go perfectly in every match, but there is almost always something with this deck, I feel, that you can turn things around. As with all decks, going first is great. Not. You want second, if you can. So, fairly alright opening hand here. Getting the Froakies out early, really quick setup, only 1 energy cost, which I do love, and a Frogadier early. Frogadier is the problem with this deck, I found. Frogadier does not like to turn up for me. I've gone entire games where Frogadier is just sat at the bottom, and until we get, say, a Great Ball or something where you can search for that middle evolution, yeah, I didn't find a nice way around it. But straight off the bat, we have Greninja, we have Froakie. You can't really complain. You're going to set up on the bench first. You know, the Froakie out front is usually a sacrificial Froakie. If you can get it away at the end to not die, obviously you get the chance of the second Greninja to set up, which is so nice. If you get 2 Greninjas at the same time, you've got your 40 damage there. And 40 damage per turn just by clicking an ability on the bench. Wonderful. So you see here, got the 2 Frogadiers ready. Greninja can go into here. Come on, little ninja. Get the Water Shuriken already. Start hitting. Now, it's not always best just to keep hitting the Pokemon that's there. This is really nice because you can hit any Pokemon with Greninja. In this case, with Giovanni, I could clear out a threat immediately. But if you start using the Greninjas just to put some damage onto the enemy bench, that is wonderful. Here it is, the Gross Fish. Yes, the deck is called Gross Fish because Bruxish, however good this deck is still a gross fish. Like, just, it's, there you go. There you go. The thing I like about this deck as well, in this match here you can see it, and I found opponents don't tend to immediately take it seriously. They quite often seem to like spend quite a lot of time setting up. They'll let you set up. I don't think they expect the combination. Now, if everyone starts using stuff like this, then it will be known. However, I don't think people will, because as I said, I love the deck. Hate the Bruxish, love the deck. You know, you can hold them in separate. You can call it Gross Fish. Get that little dig in for that clown-looking grossness. But it doesn't mean the deck doesn't work. Now, game 2. You will actually get to see Bruxish this game. Probably could have played this a little bit better. I will explain at the time what bit I'm talking about. But Bruxish at least gets to come out, and we get to go second, which is wonderful. Froakie with 1 cost. It's good because you can if you go second, you can swing, you can get 10 damage. If you've got a Bruxish, you've immediately got that little bit of chip damage, and you can start swinging away with the extra 60. 70 damage for 2 energy. It's okay. As I said, the main thing I think this deck has going for it is people don't tend to look at the Bruxish as too much of a threat, but as you'll see, if you can get the damage down before it comes out, it really does help. Keep using things like Sabrina, get a little bit of damage on something, send it back to the bench. I run a singular Misty. As I said, my coin flips are awful. Even in this deck, I think the highest I got was 2 in one use. I run one as a kind of a fail-safe. If everything's going wrong, set up poorly, I just need to really try and get some energy out quick just to try and salvage the situation, then Sabrina comes in clutch if she works. She doesn't work, guys. She doesn't. Not for me. If she works for you, then I am very, very happy for you. Now, here, as you can see, the mistake I am making is that demon up on the bench over there. Goldeen is... Again, it's what I was saying. I ignore Goldeen. Seeking is a menace. Don't know why. Every time the opponent has a Seeking, they flip heads. They cause a lot of damage to me, and I lose. Here is where I misplayed. I should have put the damage down onto the Goldeen, taken the extra turn before knocking out the Shelter. The Shelter wasn't a problem to me, because that allowed them to get Seeking out. It allowed them to Giovanni. It allowed them to hit the heads. And goodbye Bruxish. Really, you know, the key player of this deck I'm showing right now. But all is not lost. We still have Greninja on the back. This is the thing I like about this deck as well. Greninja, it can do it by itself. Get a little bit of damage on the Seeking right there. Got the Froakie against Froakie. They're only hitting for 10 at the moment. Until they switch. Now, the Froakie that's out front, I'm sorry, little man. You are a sacrifice here. Just to keep that Greninja safe. Because if you can get the Greninja out in one turn, you've got the Mist Slash for 60, and you have 20 from Water Shuriken. 80 damage one turn, 100 if they're weak, 110 Giovanni on top of that. You can do quite a bit of damage with just the Greninja. So it's not just a support, which is what I really, really like about this deck. As long as you can get your Frogadiers. Please. Next set, please give me a way to search for Frogadier in my deck. So, Game 3. Originally, I wasn't actually going to do a Game 3. I was just playing the deck for fun later that day, not really thinking about recording or anything. And then mid-game, so we're about turn 7 here, I believe, I realised, you know what, let's show this. It's a Charizard. Charizard is used a lot. It's type beneficial for me. I've added Druddigon to my deck by now. Greninja is set up, as you can see. It's ready to attack. Obviously, I can just Water Shuriken it, use it from the bench if I want. There's a Bruxish. You know, how can I, you know, mess this up? And, you know, I also thought, let's have a look. Charizard is only 1 energy away here from a 200 HP attack. Now 200 will wipe out anything I have. Charizard is a nightmare. It has a lot of HP itself, but, you know, let's see what happens. It's time. Look at that. That slash is nasty on its own. Now we put Druddigon out. It can sit there, take some hits, move. Let's just shift the Charizard to be a later problem. They can bring out what they want. I need time to set up. My Greninja is hurt. Let's just get some Water Shuriken damage down. If Charizard can sit there for a couple of turns, taking 20 every round, that's absolutely fine by me. But, you know, it doesn't always work that way. It only takes 1 energy for them to bring Charizard back out, but the benefit is it still bought me a turn. That energy has then not gone onto Charizard, putting it onto 4 fire energy. Look, see? Look at this. Sabrina wants Bruxish to flourish. You see, they bring the Charizard out. They can only hit for 60, not 200, because they can't get the 4th energy. They get the chip damage from Druddigon. They get the Water Shuriken damage from Greninja. And yeah, you know, Charizard is now going to absolutely decimate. Another rough skin. And now, the beauty. Bruxish. He's waiting for you. 90 damage. One of the biggest threats in the original meta. Wiped out by a gross clownfish. And chip damage from a Greninja and damage it's caused itself by hitting Drodagon. So yeah, the gross fish is fun. If you get stuck with Froakie, you lose. You need that Frogadier. There's no way to search for it currently, but obviously if you fin your deck early, then hopefully you should get it. If you just get a Bruxish, it takes 2 energy to power up. First attack's always going to do 10. It's not that quick on its own, and you can get stuck with Drodagon on the field. I didn't have that happen too often though. I kind of just kept Leaf for that exact reason only, or just kind of waited until it got KO'd while doing chip damage with Greninja. So my opinion's not changed on Bruxish. Do I hate that it's my first video? Yeah, kind of. Is it in one of my upcoming videos? Yeah, it is. Bruxish makes good content. However much of a gross fish that looks like a clown, because I hate clowns, it is. If you do try the deck, let me know what you think of it. I'm going to try and make content when I can. As I said, dad of 2, full-time work, it doesn't really lend itself to consistent uploads, but I will try my hardest. I'm going to have another account, so my other channel will be PapaHopbine. When I post on there, I'll let everyone know. That will be more long form. It will be some streams, probably. Footage that's much easier to create. I can still have fun. I can do these weird and wacky ideas that I want to do without sort of taking away from the core PapaHopbine channel being for more Pokemon content, bit more edited and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope this video brought you some joy. It brought me a lot of joy to make this. However much I love staring at that fish. One day, maybe the beef will end one day, but I don't think it will, and I think we're both happy being frenemies by this stage. I hope you have a great week. Be good to yourself and be good to others, and I will see you soon in the next video. Goodbye all. So this channel here, PapaHopbine, will blah 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 blah. Print. Control Shift P is print. What? Why would I set Control Shift P? That's just ridiculous. Now straight away, 2 things. Yes, pre-recorded footage. Yeah, just sit there for hours. This is what everyone wants. Let's just sit and stare. Nice bit of dead air. How's the wife? How's the kids? School going alright? Work been good, Gem? Like, there's no getting around the fact that for the first round, Bruxish will own Bruxish. Hello, Sean Connery. I like me a Bruxish. Get me Bruxish.